So I brought up the whole thing about what's been going on in the media, as everybody sees, with like Diddy and all the producers that were touching on the children's stars and stuff like that. And I'm seeing like how people are like popping up with like, oh, they were straight up telling you pretty much. Like a lot of them straight up came up and told people or whatever have you, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. Like, yeah, it sounds crazy. And yeah, these pedophiles are not just gonna straight out be like, yeah, I love touching on, that makes no sense. What kind of sense does that make? If you sit and think with like logic, like would a murderer come and tell you that they're gonna take you out? No, they're gonna go through great lengths and to make you feel comfortable, like you're safe until that moment when you realize what's really going on and you get that like heart drop and it just goes. But our society is so quick to blame victims. And then it goes like to the woman that got assaulted, what were you doing? Or, the whole thing. Like, I do remember when like the Amanda Bynes thing came out and she was just spiraling. That girl was spiraling and started doing like all this stuff. They were comparing her to Britney. Same thing with Britney. Britney probably was abused throughout her life. Childhood star. Came up, all this that's coming out, and this is the thing, like, why are things not in place to protect these children or us or people? I don't understand the thing of, well, what did you do? It doesn't justify the acts that were done. It doesn't like for something that did hit a personal chord with me was when I was younger, my parent used to try to get me to do drugs with her. And when I was addressing all the issues that her and I had growing up, when I did finally stand up for myself, and I was like, hey, this is what you put me through and this is what went down, she was like, yeah, but you did them with me. I was 11, 13, and young. I'm impressionable. I'm a child. You're my parent. You're not supposed to be doing things that are going to harm me or offering me lines or whatever she did. It doesn't justify the act. Like, oh, well, because you were doing it with me, you're just as guilty. That was her concept. Basically, what she told me was, you did it with me, so you're just as bad. No, at 13, my brain is not developed enough for me to make those decisions of what's right or wrong, and that's why we have guardians, parents, and older adults that are supposed to be there to lead us. But anyway, when I did make that decision to cut off a lot of people, not just her, people that were toxic, in family, friends, whatever, a lot of people looked at me like I was crazy or narcissistic, significant others or bosses. People look at you like you're crazy. And I have always gotten that, well, what did you do? Because I know how you are. Okay, but regardless of what I did, it's not okay to abuse somebody. Abuse is not okay, especially what they were doing. Trafficking is definitely not okay. That's not okay. I'm sorry. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how famous you are. Every dog has its day. And what's done in darkness always comes out to light. And that's what I'm glad. It looks like things are finally turning around. And all the people that have been sitting there high and mighty with their noses up in the air because they thought they were so untouchable are getting their clapbacks. The victims that were demonized, everything's turning back around. So good. I'm glad. Because that's disgusting, because we're supposed to have things in place to prevent this, and the things that we have in place, the police, the government, whatever, everybody in power, they're the ones causing this. They're the ones allowing it to go on. They're the ones partaking in this. And we're letting it. We're letting it. And then on top of it, when people are telling us what's going on right in front of our face, we're like, no, that can't be. That's crazy. I know too, because when I did come out and tell people what was going on with my one family, my side of my family on my dad's side that moved me out, and we were basically asking my social security numbers and stuff like that, and trying to thank God showed me what was going on and told me to leave when I needed to. But this is the thing, like, people tell you all the time, and because either you don't want to deal with it, you're scared, weak, whatever have you, because you'd rather, or because you're getting some kind of financial gain out of it, you look the other way. Or the thing that really bothers me the most about, like, when somebody's trying to break free from, like, toxicity, you're like, well, you have to forgive and forget. And then a lot of times, like, you'll go through abuse, and because it's family, they'll be like, oh, well, it's family, you know? No. Toxic is toxic, and family will take you out just the same, probably even worse, under the guise of being somebody that's there for you. They're not. That's sad, though. But yeah, like, we all knew it. We all knew it. No, you guys just look the other way. Now that there's concrete evidence, you want to, like, jump sides, basically. You're flip-floppers. That's what it is. A lot of people in the world today are flip-floppers. They'll go to whatever side is winning, and they're like, oh yeah, I was here the whole time. Yeah, but you were quiet. And just so you know, if you're quiet when somebody tells you something, or you see something that's going on and you don't say something, you're just as guilty. Like all those people that say they're religious and this and that and the other thing, because I've seen a lot of you that frequent church every week and say, God is good, God is great, God is this, God is that. I have faith. However, when it comes down to money, you don't have faith, do you? When it comes down to material gain, you don't have faith, because you will gladly take a payout and gladly compromise your morals and jump on a bandwagon to go on the opposite side. Just like I said, whichever one is winning, whichever side of the scales is winning, a lot of people will tend to jump on that. I don't understand that for the life of me. But you know what? Good for them, because comeuppance always gets served. Whether it's hot or cold, it comes. So, try to be kinder. If somebody's telling you something, whether you believe it or not, nowadays, it could be real. It could be so, like, that's the one thing that floors me, like how people are so quick to dismiss somebody until you have concrete, and even after they have concrete evidence of something, they'll still, like, dismiss the person. Anyway, thank God it's not anybody's place to judge, even though they might think it is.